and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Alrighty then, shall we? Let's do it. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel, where I remembered to turn my mic on today. So I feel much better already compared to yesterday. And it is also the first day of spring. And it's, let's see, it's 40 degrees here. So it's not real spring-like, but I do have some flowers coming up. It's a little early in Minnesota for certain flowers to come out, but I might already had actually some crocuses blooming, and then it froze the next day. So, it's just one of those things. Anyway, we're going to fly through this show because I got a lot to do and I don't want to be late. So let's just get it started by saying hello to everybody. First in the chat on Rumble, Mr. Avocados Diablo gets the bell and his theme song. And apparently nobody else is watching on Rumble because you're the only one chatting. No, it says, oh no, well, it's pretty much no one. If you're one of those 3 people watching on Rumble, just say hi. That's all I ask. And then you can go on your merry way. You know what I mean? Only on Rumble, too. Only on Rumble? What do you mean only on Rumble? What do you mean only on Rumble? Oh, only one. I got you. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. He's like Tigger. Careful. The wonderful thing about Tiggers, the Tigger, the wonderful thing, their bottoms are made of rubber, their bottoms are made of string, they're bouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun. The thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. That's what Avocados Diablo was singing until Green Badger Outdoors joined him. Thank you for someone joining on Twitter or Rumble, whatever the hell that is. On YouTube, first in the chat is also Avocados Diablo gets the bell and the theme song. Also, good morning, Kara Soldier, Ravon Harris, Don Julio, Gulf City Biker, and Trash Man, Simon Wolfwood, Tribute Liberty, what's up, my brother? Unacceptable Views, Attack Alpaca, Aaron Meredith, Lord Stanhope, JB, Sure You Gospel. And that's it. That's all there is. Where the hell is everybody? I got the mic on. I don't know. Maybe it's just it's Tuesday. Maybe it's everyone's out celebrating the first day of spring. I don't know. I'm a little animated today, and I have no idea why. So let's just enjoy it while I do it, or something like that. That really sounded weird. And then also let's do a couple thank yous. Let's do the thank yous right away before I forget, because some people have already tweeted out the show, or at least retweeted what I did. Thank you, Somnambule Nation. Always Johnny on the spot. So speaking, I don't mean to, well, I just retweeted. What the hell did I do there? And then there's also, well, that's it. Sure You Gospel, Somnambule Nation, Tyler F. Thank you for tweeting out the show. I appreciate it. Wait, what? What the hell here? Oh gosh, people are so fucking stupid. So let's see. So I'm gonna explain this in a second. Want other billionaire for someone called me Cypress Hill. Oh, maybe it's because they're saying I'm insane in the membrane. It's okay. Really, I shouldn't do this while I'm on air, but so here's what's going on. We'll get into the news, but so Donald Trump is not able to come up with the $454 billion bond that he was fined in this stupid New York real estate case where the judge decided that they were defrauding banks, even though the banks didn't the banks got paid. And so, I put this post. Really didn't think that out, did you? That's what I really didn't think. Really didn't think that out, did you? So, and so many people are saying, oh my God, it means he's not really a billionaire if he can't come up with $454 billion to post a bond. And I don't know why I'm doing this now, but whatever. I put this post on X for all the morons who's saying, oh, he's not really a billionaire because he can't come up with $400. I thought he was a billionaire. I thought he had all this money. You have to be a complete moron to think that billionaires just have millions of dollars in cash lying around, particularly hundreds of millions of dollars lying around. It's almost like people don't understand the concept of assets versus cash on hand when calculating someone's net worth. Just because someone's a billionaire doesn't mean they have a giant vault like Scrooge fucking McDuck that they're swimming in gold doubloons. Clearly, most billionaires' net worth are based on assets, real estate, stocks, equities in business, all kinds of other stuff, right? But not cash. The judge in that case, Judge N. Moron, made it impossible for Donald Trump to collateralize his assets, i.e. take a loan on them, via any bank that does business in New York. He cannot borrow from any business using his properties as collateral that does business in New York from a bank that does business in New York, which is every bank in the world does business in New York. So that's the reason this case is so nefarious. The state of New York, and then the state of New York has a law requiring that to appeal a judgment, you have to put up the entire judgment amount in order to appeal it. That's insane. So since Trump's net worth is tied up in real estate and other whatever he owns, and not being able to borrow against it because of the way it's written in the judgment, it will require him to liquidate assets, i.e. sell property, to appeal the judgment. But if he wins the appeal, he would have already liquidated the assets and would only get the money back and not the assets he sold. It requires him to sell his shit that he wants to keep well, first of all, to be able to pay just to get the bond to appeal. You shouldn't have to liquidate your assets to appeal a ruling in a court. That law should be unconstitutional. Eighth Amendment. And I'll explain that later. So it's bad law, probably unconstitutional. Let's say you have a judgment against you that cost you your home, for example. You, personally, you, right there. Here, I'm going to put my face on the screen. Anyway, these morons here. Let's say, I'll do that afterwards. Let's say that you have a judgment against you where you lose your home, right? But you want to appeal that judgment, okay? In New York, the only way you could appeal the judgment would be to give up or sell the home. If you don't have that kind of the value of the home, okay, you'd have to give up the home or sell it, right? But if you win the appeal, you would still lose your home. That is the catch-22 in this right now. So now consider what kind of properties we're talking about in Trump's case. Major commercial properties. Major commercial properties can take years to sell. But Letitia James is demanding that he pay the settlement by the end of March. And that's probably because she knows the judgment doesn't stand a chance on appeal. It's an obvious play to attempt to destroy Trump and his businesses before he even has a chance to appeal. The judge made sure that he would not be able to come up with a bond without selling assets. And these morons think that he said he's a billionaire. It proves he's not a billionaire. He doesn't have the money to post the bond. Right, because you'd have to sell your fucking assets to post the bond. Elon Musk would supposedly worth $200 more billion, right? Remember when he was buying Twitter? He didn't just have $42 billion cash on hand. It's all in the value of the stock of his businesses. Nobody, yes, avocado Diablo, no billionaire has that kind of money lying around. Nobody. Not Warren Buffett, not Bill Gates, not anyone, not maybe some banking billionaire, some Rothschild or some shit, but they have to print it because they can. So it's a complete sham, and they know it, and this judge knew what he was doing when he said, okay, when they made this judgment saying that he could not borrow from any bank doing business in New York. Tell me a business in the entire world that doesn't do some kind of business in the state of New York. Probably aren't any. So let's get into the show, because this is not what I wanted to start with, but let's see. Let's do some basic math. Assuming he had $1 million in $100 bills. How much space would that take up? I don't know. The back of a pickup, maybe? I don't know. No, probably not even that. That's what, it's $100 bills. So it'd be 1,000 $100 bills. That's not that's a suitcase. Now, if you meant billion, that'd be probably 100 suitcases. Anyway. All right, should we start the show in the normal way now? By just saying what's up and going on, the things that are trending in the world. It is the first day of spring, and so happy spring is trending. I know you want to see this. This is special. So here's a spring equinox, however you prefer to say it, blessing. From its winter sleep, the earth is awoken, the cycle of nature, true and unbroken. The promise of spring, of life, a new start, to fill you with faith in mind, body, and heart. The perfect wheel of nature keeps spinning with proof that an ending is just a beginning. Rejoice in the season. May it fill you with peace. And may the blessings of nature for you never cease. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a sweet, sweet, sweet sentiment. And then there's this weird thing. What the fuck is that? Anyway, happy first day of spring for those who celebrate spring. Now, speaking of celebrating, though, it is also considered, it's also a new year. Now, some places say the new year starts on the first day of spring. So, for example, in Persian culture, and I think, let's see, where's the other one? Here, this one. The ancient Persians taught that the new year begins not in the dead of winter, when nature herself is dead, but at the vernal equinox when she revives. And I think they were right. Eastwick, 1864. Now, here's the problem, though. See, it's not the first day of spring in the entire world. It's the first day of spring in the northern hemisphere, not in the southern hemisphere, people. It's the first day of fall in the southern hemisphere. So no, I don't think so. That's just what is it? Is it hemisphere phobia or something like that? I was trying to think, or hemisphere supremacy on the part of the northern hemisphere. Anyway, so that's it. If you want to split the baby, you have the first of the year in the middle of winter. So there you go. All right, enough of that shit. Moving on. It's also the Feast of St. Joseph today. Now, I'm not even sure who the hell St. Joseph is. Well, I do know who St. Joseph is, but I didn't realize it was the Feast of St. Joseph. So here, let's see. Someone says, today is the Feast of St. Joseph. The more I think of it, the more I realize he is the saint America most needs, because in 100 ways, what we need more of is fathers who love the Lord and lay down their lives for their wives and children. Okay, St. Joseph as in the Joseph, the stepfather of Jesus. So there you go. It's Happy St. Joseph's Day to all of you Catholics and other people who know who St. Joseph is. Let's try this one. Next is, it's also National Ag Day, as in National Agriculture Day. The House Committee on Agriculture wants to tell you that National Ag Day highlights the vital work of our farmers, ranchers, and foresters and farm workers do in providing not only Americans, but also the world with the safest, highest quality supply of food, fiber, and fuel in human history. And then all the chemical companies go and fuck it up. But anyway, it is National Ag Day. Thank a farmer today. Those rural white, what is it? The white rural rage. That guy wrote the book called Rural White Rage or White Rural Rage. Anyway, so a happy farm day to all the white supremacists who grow our food. May you not disparage them as you think about National Ag Day. Congratulations. Also, it's Election Day. It's election. Uh-oh, what happened here? Something went wrong. Let's reload this one again. It's Election Day in Ohio, I think. Is there any other state that has Election Day? Let's see. Vivek Ramaswamy says, Election Day in Ohio is today, he shouts. The managerial class is trying to resurrect the GOP of the past. It's time to move the GOP of the future. Senate GOP primary in Ohio is ground zero in that battle. Bernie Moreno is standing up to the... Who's Bernie Moreno? Standing up to the establishment, and they're coming at him hard for it. That's she. Bernie's a she. It's a he. I'm fully behind him. I don't even know. Bernie could be a name for just about anybody. I know a woman named Bernie. It's short for Bernice and whatever. She's kind of old. Vote for Bernie Moreno today. Find your polling location here. So apparently, I don't know who he's running to remove. Here someone says, as important it is to get Trump elected POTUS, we won't be able to do anything without a support of Congress. That's why it's important to get the establishment out and the patriots in. Bernie Moreno is a patriot and he's America first. Vote for Moreno today in Ohio. So apparently, there you go. And some people are still pushing. They'd like to see Vivek as vice president. So there you go. That's vote in Ohio. I don't know. Are there other states that are voting today? Anybody know? Bernadette, 4 tops. Is that Bernadette, now. Is that song? Bernadette? That's Waiting for Bernadette. That's by Mick Sterling and the Stud Brothers. Anyway, also it's Puerto Rico. It's election day in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, you lovely island of tropical breezes. Puerto Rico election day is a public holiday with paper ballots and government ID required. Oh, damn. Is that racist in Puerto Rico to require IDs? Just asking. I do have my cup of reparations in the Grandpa Cup, established 2022 when I became a grandpa last year. Or no, 2 years ago. God, it's been 2 years. Okay. Anyway, if you don't vote in a given year, you have to reactivate registration, basic election integrity measures. My gosh, they are based in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Good morning, GDSOB. Good morning, Rod Line. And anybody else show up while I was running my mouth? Nope. JB, you already here. Okay. Any other states? I know in Ohio and Puerto Rico, it is election day. Yeah, I think it's just those 2 places. So, I don't see anyone talking about any other day. Wait, election day on Surfside? Is it election day in Miami too? In Florida? Well, anyway, it's election day. If it's time to vote in your state, go vote in your state. Damn it. That's all I'm trying to say. Easy for me to say. All right, moving on. It's also San Jose is trending. Oh, wait. What happened to... This is what should be next. Bruce Willis. Now, no, Bruce Willis didn't die, but, Bruce Willis is struggling with Alzheimer's. Apparently his memory is basically gone for the most part. He has a hard time remembering family members and stuff. But it is his birthday, so happy birthday to Bruce Willis. He's been around for as an actor for a long time. I remember, what was that show he had on TV where he was a wise ass, which, surprise, that kind of brought his career out. I can't remember the name. It's Illinois. Oh, Illinois. It's when Illinois is voting, including our dead. There you go. Yes. There's several states. Moonlighting. Yeah. I loved that show. I couldn't remember the name of it, but I thought that was a funny show. I mean, it wasn't necessarily a comedy, but he was hilarious. Oh, damn. Lord Stanhope. Bruce Willis isn't dead, but his brain is. Oh, ouch, babe. Ouch. Don't say that's terrible. That's terrible. Not Moonstruck. That was Cher. Moonlighting. That was a good show. Anyway, here's one. When he was on Two Ferns, which is it's actually kind of a funny thing. Where do you keep your Oscar? I mean, your Blockbuster Entertainment Award. Between Two Ferns, you have some great sport. You have to be some great sport to set yourself up like this. Anyway, happy 69th birthday to Bruce Willis. That's not Bruce Willis. That's somebody pretending to be Bruce Willis. This is Bruce Willis, and I'm glad you're living. I hope you get through life. San Jose is trending. I don't know what I'm talking about. San Jose is trending, and the only reason San Jose is trending is because prime time Alex Stein, number 99, apparently went to San Jose State University. Now, if you don't know who Alex Stein is, this is Alex Stein. Let's see what he does here. Yeah! He's a wild man. Apparently he was stole the show at the Grifties. I haven't talked about the Grifties because I haven't seen it yet, and I couldn't go to it. The Grifties this year was live at a comedy club in New Jersey this year. Hotep's been told, the Hotep guys run the Grifties, and I don't even know who won the awards yet. I haven't even looked at it, so I gotta. Apparently that show is supposed to come out today on their Patreon, and then I don't know if they're gonna ever put it out on YouTube or whatever. But I have no idea who won the awards. I don't know. But the show is supposed to be awesome. Apparently, everyone who went said they thought it was great. Anyway, he was at San Jose State University. And let's see. Tonight is the night. Primetime 99, live at San Jose State University. This was yesterday. Open to the public. And they had tickets. I don't see anything about what happened there. But here's another clip. What is this from?
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, that tells me nothing.
About to wait for the main event.
Anyway, so they were at San Jose State. I guess I'll have to wait to see what actually happened at that event. If they have any clips from it, I haven't seen any yet. All right, let's get into other little things that are happening. ABC News is trending because Donald Trump is suing. Initiated a defamation lawsuit against ABC News and George Stephanopoulos, alleging that his reputation was damaged by the anchor's repeated on-air assertions that Trump had been found responsible for grapes in the E. Jean Carroll case. Trump had not been found liable for grape. Since making such false, malicious, and defamatory statements, many news and press outlets have continued to quote Stephanopoulos by wrongly broadcasting the plaintiff was found liable for grape, Trump lawyers wrote. I hope Trump wins this lawsuit. Here's the problem. He's not going to win that lawsuit. And there's going to be a reason why. Because the judge in that case, even though on paper he was not judged liable for grape, the judge came out afterwards and said that, yes, this was, the judge said, yes, it was grape. And I don't know if he's going to be able to get past that fact that George Stephanopoulos can say, well, the judge said it was. So that's what I'm referring to. And that it's definitely, look, and plus, I don't know a jury where he could get a conviction for defamation for Trump just because he's Donald Trump. Who knows? Anyway, he's suing them for defaming him during an interview with Nancy Mace. The lawsuit stems from Stephanopoulos questioning Mace about being a rape survivor. Oops, I said the word. You're not supposed to say it. So I as much as I feel that George Stephanopoulos is a slimy little piece of shit who certainly laid cover for someone who also has been accused many times of rape, as he was an aide for Bill Clinton, not George Clinton, not for George Clinton. Flashlight, not that Clinton, wrong Clinton. I think that in reality, that case is going nowhere. LSAT is trending. Now, this is interesting. Apparently, this is a stupid person. And there's this person on the internet who wrote this tweet, and it's kind of dumb, and she's kind of piling on the DEI train that everyone's talking about right now. Apparently that's the thing that gets people riled up. And this woman said, where is it? Oh, where is it? Here it is. Oh, where happened to it? What the hell happened to it? Why does it keep flipping on me? Anyway, there's a woman here that she's being quote tweeted all over the place. She says, I have a 3.9 GPA and a 150 LSAT, which is the exam that you take similar to an SAT, but for law school, right? Yes, Hotep, what's up, brother? And was denied from virtually all law schools I applied to. It's astounding to know that if I was black, I would have gotten into all of them. Now, first of all, a 150 on an LSAT is not a good score. Here's the tweet. 150 on LSAT is not a good score. Okay. Now, the 3.9 GPA, sure. But the 150 is not. Now, and also, I believe this would be we don't know if this is a woman or not. Oh, that's because the post no longer exists. They deleted it because lots of people were ridiculing this person going, wait a minute, you got a 150 on your LSAT? That's not very good. Hello, patio furniture. So, and even Wilford Riley, I mean, not really. The LSAT average is a point higher than this score. The black average is lower, but 26% of single blacks and 57% of mixed kids who ID as black outscored this guy. The black average at Brown, not Harvard, is 169. So, yeah, because look, I know you want to say that everything is DEI. But let's remember that it's not, okay? The person flying your plane who happens to have dark skin still had to do all the flight hours and do all the checks and pass all the courses to be able to fly a plane now. They're not allowing people to just fly planes, and they're not just letting people in law school because they're law school. Now, I get it. There are schools that do have slightly lower standards for whatever, but it's not 150 LSAT, okay? So let's just say that this person is whining because they're dumb. I wouldn't say they're dumb. They just need to go and take a course and get a better score on their LSAT, okay? Can't blame it all on DEI bullshit, okay? That's why LSAT is trending. Moving on, Nickelodeon's trending because apparently there's some shitbags at Nickelodeon who were doing some shitbaggy stuff back in the day when the Amanda Bynes show and whatever this Quiet on the Set show was happening. Apparently here's a second episode of a documentary that is exposing Nickelodeon for child sex abuse called Quiet on Set. This episode is finally diving into Dan Schindler and the way he implemented pedophile culture into Nickelodeon, and a continuation on Amanda Bynes. So apparently there's a show called Quiet on Set. It's a documentary on Nickelodeon. And I don't know if I'm going to play this, but I want to bring it to your attention. I'm going to start watching it just to see what the fuck these shitbags are doing. But let's see. Someone says, I hope Amanda Bynes, Drake Bell, and all those other actors know there's millions of people who grew up with them who will support them in outing these adults who preyed on them as children. We support and are sorry this has happened. By the way, have you seen Amanda Bynes lately? Oh, my God. She's like that classic... former child actor, not degeneration, deterioration. Oh, she looks awful. And she posted something on X about how she failed her like nail tech exam and she's going back to take it again, and she just looks hideous, and she was like one of the cutest people on, one of those cutest kids on Nickelodeon in those shows, and she was in that movie about the soccer kid, and it's unfortunate, but anyway, there was a kind of just a culture of shitbaggery at Nickelodeon. And in fact, they had some examples. What was this here? Like, for example, they named a character. What was with the last name of Taint, Taynt? So there'd be this inside joke about taint. And here's 36 minutes. This is the whole episode. I'll leave this link here, and you'll be able to find it if you want to watch it. Let's see. Me catching Mickey Mouse sneaking out back while everyone else focused on Nickelodeon to ask why he let a convicted child molester on set with Dylan, Cole, Brenda, and Ashley. Yeah, there's a whole lot of bad stuff going on there. I'm not going to get into it, though. The Schneider guy was Ricky in Better Off Dead. Oh, was he? Was he? I did not know that. Or Schindler? Interesting. So anyway, that's why Nickelodeon's trending. And also Drake Bell is trending. Now, here's someone saying, now looking back on these shows, I just know Drake Bell and Amanda Bynes are just the tip of the iceberg. Many big names won't ever come out thinking it might affect their reputation. So let's see, what did they post here? I want to see what they posted.
Say 3 sentences that I bet not one person has ever said before in the history of mankind. Sentence number 1. Oh man, my uvula got stuck between that hamster's toes.
Okay, that's weird. What? Why was the hamster's toes in your mouth?
See? That could never happen because your uvula is that swingy thing in the back of your throat right here.
Okay.
So there's no way you could get a
yeah,
stuck
that is a
between a
what the
hamster's
fuck.
toes.
That's absolutely a what the fuck.
Sentence number 3. I'm soaking wet! Quick, somebody bring me the ocean! No one would ever say that. Why? Because if you were soaking wet and you were upset about it, the last thing you'd want is for somebody to bring you the ocean. Because the ocean is even more wet than even the wettest person in the world. Have you ever tried to get...
Okay, enough. I can't even do it now. I can't even watch this shit. I'm like... there's some sick fucks in the world. All right, let's move on. Nelson Peltz is trending. Now, since we're talking about Nickelodeon, let's go over to Disney. Apparently, there's a fight at Disney of who's going to control the board at Disney, and Disney's having problems. Let's just say they're having little problems, right? So anyway, Disney responded on Monday to billionaire Nelson Peltz and his Treon Fund campaign to win 2 board seats with an attack on the activist shareholders' motivations and qualifications in an increasingly bare-knuckled proxy battle. In a 66-page regulatory filing late on Monday, Disney said Peltz and Treon's other designated board candidate, former Disney CFO Jay Rosalu, are not what Disney needs right now. Disney argues Peltz lacks an understanding of the challenges the company is facing and that his suggestions for improvement are nothing new. Neither Peltz nor Rosalu have the skills to help Disney, the company argues. Well, you know what Disney could do? Disney could just stop doing all the crazy progressive, I wouldn't even say progressive. They're doing some freaky woke shit. And they need to stop it and stop trying to shoehorn characters and this and that. Now someone here says, what? Oh, that's because, oh no, there's another reason. I just found it. Nelson Peltz supports Donald Trump. That's why they don't want him. Nelson Peltz's stated reasoning here is incredibly stupid, but surely sounds better to friends and family than Trump would put more money in my pocket. Okay, I'm not going to listen to it. Then George Lucas backs Disney CEO Bob Iger in proxy fight with Nelson Peltz. So that's why they're so mad about Nelson Peltz wanting to have some clout at Disney. Okay, there you go. That makes perfect sense.
Your life makes me sad.
Okay, that explains a whole lot. All right, moving on. Bullet Train is trending. Now, Bullet Train is trending. Why? Well, because one of the actors from Bullet Train, his name is, what's his name? Something Johnson. Aaron Taylor Johnson? Is that his name? The dude from Bullet Train. Aaron Taylor Johnson has been selected to be the new James Bond. James Bond. So people are bringing up the fact that he was also in Bullet Train. This dude right here, he's looking kind of Bondy. If you get rid of the mustache and cut the hair a little bit, he's a little more Bondy. So anyway, they have chosen him to be the new James Bond. Now, because of that, also Idris Elba is trending because a lot of people thought Idris Elba would have been the next James Bond, but he's also trending because he won an award at the NAACP Image Awards, which is interesting because he's not even an American, but because he's a great actor. I think Idris Elba is a phenomenal actor. I've seen him do many, many different types of things. And I would have been interesting to see him as James Bond, but James Bond was Scottish, and Scottish, I don't know that he could be Scottish. So, I just think that maybe he shouldn't be James Bond. James Bond. You know what I mean? But, whatever. His brother's in Scotland now, so he could be the newest James Bond, the 2024 version of James Bond. Sorry, that's my best imitation of the original. And then also Bond is trending now not just because of James Bond, but also because the Bond that Donald Trump is not coming up with on Monday, March 25th, will be reckoning on American politics. Donald Trump must post the $454 million bond, or the appeals court must delay his payment, which they most likely won't. If that fails to happen, New Jersey Attorney General Letitia James will immediately start going after his properties to cover the costs, including Mar-a-Lago. Now, I don't think she can go after Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago is not in the state of New York. I'm trying to figure that one out. What makes them think they can go after Mar-a-Lago? It's a state thing. I don't think they can. They could certainly try any other. They has multiple properties in New York City, but I don't think Mar-a-Lago is on the board. Anyway, she will begin the process of absolutely bankrupting the leading presidential candidate who is ahead of her side's leading candidate in the polls. This is the reason the crook Arthur Engrod made the judgment so high. Less than 3,000 people on the entire planet could come up with $500 million without selling off major assets for low return. And that's the problem. And I've explained this. No billionaire has $500 billion on hand. Or million. I'm sorry. I keep saying billion. Even million. On cash on hand. You had to sell assets to that. Think about this. Okay? Trump's estimated net worth is about, I think, between $2.5 $3 billion, $3.1 billion last time on Forbes, right? Oh, good morning, number one. And Diesel Dick, what's up? I see you on Over and Rumble. No billionaire has $454 million cash on hand. Period. Never did. It's insane. And they would have to again sell assets to come up with a bond. The state of New York requires, just to appeal a ruling, you have to come up with the entire amount of the ruling. That's why dickhead Arthur Enmaron made this judgment. And because he knew, look, what, $454 million is what? Would be like 1/6 of Trump's net worth? You're saying that is a, hello, hip to guy, monk, what's up? P-Dog is talking like this people care about what is right. Now, yeah, this is just fucked up. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you're saying that he has to liquidate 1/6 of his net worth on a ruling where not a single person lost money, so-called fraud where nobody lost money, no one was, clearly the banks that lent him the money said, there's no fraud here. We knew what we were doing. We did our own assessment. Hello, Kessler. How you doing? Forbes lied about his net worth. It's higher than $3 billion. Well, I'm just staying at $3 billion. I'm going to say I don't know what his net worth is. His net worth will fluctuate based on the price of real estate since most of his holdings are real estate holdings. So let's say Latitia starts going after properties. Well, obviously this judge thinks that they can value the properties at whatever they want because you don't know the value of a property until it sells. So they can say, oh, well, this building's, this Trump Tower is worth about $10 million and Mar-a-Lago is worth about $18 million. And this is worth that. This is the most incredible shit I've ever seen. Now, and it also has Latitia James is trending because of it. The absurd $494 million judgment that Soros owned AG Latitia James and weirdo creeper judge and moron dropped on Trump was designed to tie up his money and cripple his campaign for a crime with no victims. This is not just an abuse of power, but a violation of the 8th Amendment. Now, it's funny they bring up the 8th Amendment because the 8th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel, unusual punishment inflicted. They're asking for $500 million almost on a crime that nobody lost money on. There was no fraud. Adam Smith, good morning. I'm behind, but to clarify, he can appeal regardless of paying the bond. The bond payment is to stop the attempt to collect on the judgment while the appeal is going on. That's how New York made a loophole. Well, yeah, but that's just it. So during the appeal, okay, let's say Latitia James seizes these properties or seizes his assets, seizes whatever assets, and sells them. Can he get his assets back? Nope. Might be able to get the money back, but not the assets. If he wins the appeal, that's the problem. They're going to say his property is less than it is just to get more of it, and then they'll sell it for the actual price. Well, problem is though, if they sell it for an actual price, let's say they get a judgment and they seize properties and sell them for the actual market value, and the market value is actually way more than the value of the judgment. They would have to give him the difference. Let's say he lost all appeals, they sell his properties, they sell all his properties and they sell it for way more than they bargained for. By law, they could not keep the excess. They would have to give it to him. But still, it is a complete bullshit deal anyway. So in legal insurrection, Trump cannot get $664 million bond in the New York civil case. Former President Donald Trump cannot get this $464 million bond required. In the New York civil case, AG Latitia James threatened to seize assets if he cannot post bond. Trump lawyers said in a court filing that ongoing diligent efforts have proven that a bond to the judgment's full amount is practically an impossibility. First of all, most bond companies, I think the max any of them do is $100 million, and so we'd have to do 4 or 5 different bond companies to do it, and none of them they won't do it, and they won't, and he cannot borrow against the value of his assets. Because the judge forbid him from doing any business with any bank that does business in New York. Well, name a bank in the world that doesn't do business in New York City at all. That does not have a license to do business in New York City. Probably isn't one. Okay, because obviously Deutsche Bank was the one he was using, but they're licensed in New York, right? So, Trump lawyers said in a court filing, the ongoing diligent efforts have proven that the bond judgment full amount is a practical impossibility, adding that those efforts have included approaching about 30 surety companies through 4 separate brokers. When a defendant appeals a civil judgment, the defendant can prevent collection efforts while the appeal proceeds by either posting the full amount in an escrow fund or securing a third-party bond to guarantee the full amount. So that's the ruling in New York. What the hell happened here? Where was I? Did I close that? Oh, no, it's right there. So anyway, there's a lot of stupid people talking about this. And one of them was Ted Lieu, who's also trending today. Ted Lieu is a moron he's a California congressman. And so here it is. He was responding to this ACYN post saying Trump says, wait, what? Oh, that's not the one. Hang on. That's not the one I wanted to show you. Ted Lieu. Where's the Ted Lieu quote? Okay, here we go. Ted Lieu. MSNBC, breaking Donald Trump has been unable to get a bond for the $464 million judgment in his New York civil fraud trial, his lawyers say. So Ted Lieu is one of these dumbasses who said, Trump claims he's a billionaire, but he can't pay a $464 million judgment. That means he is lying. How do I know? Math. Dude, for an Asian guy, you're not very good at math. You don't understand. You're a dumbass. I probably shouldn't use that joke. That's kind of racist of me. And black men can't be. Oh no, it can't be because black men can't be racist. Anyway, so lots of people are saying you're a filthy fucking communist. That's Viva Fry, hilarious. Most billionaires cannot pay in cash because most of them, like Warren Buffett, are heavily invested in other financial structures. That's what I said. And this is why Fannie sought to use such a declaration, if only to tie Trump's hands by such crooked measures to compromise his ability to stump for the presidency. To which dumbass Ted Lieu replies, if bond companies thought Trump had enough assets, they would provide him with the bond. No! Because bond companies don't usually have to put up a bond for $454 million, you dumbass. Bond companies don't have that kind of money. Jesus, F and F. What a dumbass. And he's just over and over, repost that. He for a congressman, he may be as dumb as a pile of cheese. Okay. Ted Lieu and so some people are saying Ted Lieu is an economic illiterate. Other good examples of why leftists should never manage an economy. Thank you, Sticks. Sticks, you're spot on. Carmen Sabia, Ted Lieu claims he knows how finance works, but he is lying. How do I know? Common sense. He thinks that being a billionaire means you have hundreds of millions of dollars in liquid cash. It does not. He's still smarter than Hank Johnson. Yes, absolutely, AD. He's definitely smarter than Hank Johnson. Well, Hank Johnson is the dumbest person in Congress. I'm just saying. Anyway. Wait, if bond companies thought they'd give him money, but when banks did give him money, it's fraud. Yeah, exactly, hypnagogic monk. So anyway, that's why Ted Lieu is trending. Now, let's get, let's fold my face off here for a second, and we'll get into some other articles today. And, related to Trump, now this is, oh my gosh. You'll laugh too when you see this picture because it's funny. And some in PJ Media, Stephen Green has an article here. Escape from New York, starring Donald Trump, and every other developer. And this is the picture they put in there for the article. Here it is. Wait for it. Oh, look at that shit. Anyway, we'll soon learn whether New York Attorney Letitia James is willing to drive a stake through the heart of New York City just to complete her personal crusade against Donald Trump. And look, my question, what was, hang on a second. Let me go back to my main page here. Where I say their real purpose here, you see where it says their real purpose? It has nothing to do with justice. It has everything to do with destroying Donald Trump. That's their, with all these lawsuits, which all are discretionary lawsuits, some using very novel, novel theories of law, in order to tie them up all at the same time. Notice they all came out at the same time. Many of these things, years old, right? But they all decided to wait till this year to put all these lawsuits on Trump. And some of them are kind of struggling because of it, because they forgot that, there might be some appeals, there might be time constraints, because most of the people who are in support of these lawsuits, they have already convicted Trump. They think he should be in prison. He should be wearing orange and not just looking orange. Okay? So anyway, Attorneys for former president indicated in a court filing Monday that he's unable to secure the full $464 million bond due in his New York fraud case, according to a breaking report from The Hill, and that puts ball in James' court. And whether she'll follow through on her threat to seize Dr. Evil Voice, $500 million worth of his real estate holdings to make good on the recent court judgment against him. The amount of the judgment with interest exceeds $464 million, and few bonding companies will consider a bond of anything approaching that magnitude, Trump's lawyers noted in Monday's filing. Unless you're a fully operational Federal Reserve chief with your hand on the throttle of the nation's overworking money printing machine, coming up with $500 million is no easy feat. It's also a prerequisite under New York law if Trump wants to even file an appeal against a judgment that critics have called unjust, not valid, and a spectacle. When Judge Arthur Engoron meted out the gobsmackingly huge punishment last month, New York Governor Kathy Hochul assured other developers that they have nothing to worry about because they're very different than Donald Trump and his behavior. But a wild precedent has been set that normal business practices where no one felt ripped off and everybody made money can lead to ruinous judgment and essentially no chance of appeal. Because again, he cannot appeal this unless he sets bond. Okay. Now I don't know if he can appeal it after they seize his assets or not. That's not the way the New York rule is written. So anyway, when James says she'll seize Trump's assets, it's made the hair stand up on the arms of every single developer in the city. What if I piss off Letitia James? Is now the top list of concerns that is usually limited to economic matters. New York needs developers maybe more than ever now that office space demand is cratered and there's an urgent and expensive need to retool office space into rental living space. Months before Engoron issued his decision last month, the New York Post reported that for real estate developers, the ramification of possibly losing their properties is no joking matter. Investor and Shark Tank host Kevin O'Leary asked on Fox News, do you think any foreign institution or any private equity firm or any pension fund would touch New York? No, that's why New Yorkers should be concerned. Canceling business certificates is carte blanche to go after anyone for anything, one developer told the paper. I'm not defending Trump, but now they have another tool in their toolbox. Where does it end? It's a little scary. Well, it's a lot scary for people who need to believe that justice is blind before risking millions in real estate. But after today's court filing, they must be thinking, get the fuck out while you can. Now, that's not the words he used, but I did. P.S. Escape from the mainstream media's walls. Oh, that's just something for PJ Media. Yeah, get the fuck out of New York. Every developer should just say, fuck it. We're done here. We're done here. Nope, not coming back. Fuck you. We ain't doing it. Oh, now, wait a minute. Well, let's do this one first. So, in Daily Caller, I got to finish this up fast, but I did want to go through this one too. Jonathan Turley says prosecutions of Trump prove him right about the weaponization of government. Oh, well, that's no surprise. George Washington University law professor Jonathan Turley said Monday that the improvisational nature of the cases against former President Donald Trump could cause damage to the image of the legal system. Oh, you think? And prove Trump was right about being targeted by a weaponized justice system. Trump's attorney said Monday the former president was having difficulty posting a $454 million bond to cover the judge. Okay, let me just stop again. I do have to point out all of the fucking morons on the internet who are saying this proves Donald Trump isn't as rich as he thinks he is. Again, the net worth is not in cash assets. Net worth is usually in assets, not cash. Okay. Any billionaire would have a hard time coming up with $450 million. $454 million. $454 million without liquidating a whole shit ton of assets. Now, the reason a lot of billionaires are billionaires is because they have those assets and they hold those assets and watch them appreciate or grow in worth. And so the idea that you would be forced to liquidate $454 million in assets to appeal a case, which, first of all, that's not something that happens overnight, no matter what kind of asset it is. You can't, unless you're doing a complete fire sale on things, for pennies on the dollar, or not pennies, but, at a steep discount rate to get rid of. This whole case is designed to ruin one person. And the idea that this is not targeted for the very sole reason that Donald Trump was a president of the United States, that they hate with a passion. If you don't think that's why they're doing this, you're an idiot. Okay? Has nothing to do with justice. You look at the documents case, the discretionary use by, they're pissed off at that judge too right now, because that judge made a ruling that they didn't like. Kind of like how they were pissed off at the Supreme Court that they didn't let the Colorado decision stand, and it was a 9-0 decision, but they said that this is ridiculous. They're wrong. A 9-0 decision. They're wrong. They're blah, blah, blah. Well, the same people are pissed off in the documents case, because the judge in that case said, "Hey, no, you gotta come up with some kind of jury instructions or something that tells me why the Presidential Records Act and the Espionage Act that you're trying to do this under, which is not even, it's not even applicable, why those don't conflict." And people are mad that she made the ruling to making him wait to do this, and they shouldn't have to file anything. He's guilty. He's guilty of treason. Anyway, back to this one, though. Turley said the case is brought by Democratic Attorney General Letitia James and Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, Special Counsel Jack Smith, and Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis proved Trump's allegation that he was being targeted. It's become increasingly difficult to deny that we have a legal system now that is being heavily distorted by politics, and you cannot look at all of these cases and see blind justice. You see the opposite, Turley told Fox Business host Larry Kudlow, a former Trump administration official. You see a justice that is being weaponized, and in many ways, the Democrats fulfill the narrative of President Trump. Yes, it also gives them the narrative. Oh, you want to vote for someone with 900 felony counts against him. Well, it's 85 now because 6 have been dropped. But anyway, you see, no matter what they thought about it at the beginning, they proved him to be right with this pile-on from Florida to Georgia to Washington, D.C. to New York. And most of the public gets it. Bragg secured an indictment against Trump in March 2023, centered around a $130,000 payout to porn star Stormy Daniels. In 2016, while Smith secured indictments over Trump's handling of classified materials and efforts to contest the results of the 2020 presidential election, Willis also secured an indictment of Trump on charges pertaining to his efforts to contest the 2020 election. Again, all this stuff was 4 years ago, and all of a sudden now they're all doing these cases at the same time. The reason all of these cases are having problems is in part because they are improvisational. I mean, what Bragg is doing has not been done in the past. What James did has not happened before, and that is creating a series of novel issues, and I think the public can see that as well, Turley told Kudlow. Now, will he have a trial before the election? That's the other thing. They're desperate to do it before the election. Hello, Johnny Hellcat. What's up, my brother? I'm the very first viewer of the Morning Night Live ever. They're so desperate to have one of these trials happen before Election Day, too, because they want it before Election Day because they think that it's going to mean anything. You know what? Unless one of the trials is for something known as insurrection, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay? They're hoping that like Fannie Willis can put him in jail in Georgia. They want to put him in jail. Oh my God. Talk about a campaign poster. Anyway. It's okay. So now, will he have a trial before election? It's possible, but with this pile-on, it may be becoming increasingly irrelevant to voters. I think they have so damaged the image of the legal system, both in federal and state process, that many voters no longer trust these cases or these courts. That's not a good thing. I mean, we have to wait and see if New York still has a judge or two that's willing to say enough, Turley continued. When you're forcing someone to come up with $500 million just to get an appeal, someone has to say enough. This is not what New York is supposed to be. So, yeah, it's a bullshit thing. It's amazing. By the way, Keith Olbermann has wished upon a star for Trump's assassination. Oh, my God. So there was... Morning Joe deleted this post after being humiliated by Elon. Donald Trump's America. He is proud of it. He promised another blood. They're still talking about that shit. Well, anyway, Keith Olbermann, where is it? The master of optical urinalysis was back at it bright and early Monday morning, perhaps trying to trade off the weekend's bloodbath gate and remind his followers that he still knows how to use a computer. The tidal wave of progressive meltdowns may have been too much for him to resist, and he wanted some of that sweet, sweet outrage. So, while other former colleagues were keening about what a monster Trump was for using a colorful metaphor to talk about the auto industry, Keith was on X actively wishing for Trump's ultimate demise at the hands of an assassin. Olbermann was reposting some inanity from the Biden-Harris campaign and could not just help himself. Here I'll show you the tweet. Here it is right here on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. So this right here, this Trump says he has been treated worse than Abraham Lincoln, who was assassinated. Okay, that was the tweet that Keith Olbermann saw. And so Keith Olbermann decided to post this in response to that. Oh, this post has violated the X rules. They took it down. Oh, I was hoping the Secret Service would say it. Anyway, his answer to that was about, here, where is it? His answer to this, Trump says he has been treated worse than Abraham Lincoln, who was assassinated. Keith Olbermann quote tweeted saying, "There's always the hope." Yeah. Way to go, Keith. You're a class A #1 shitbag. All right. I'm sort of out of time here, so let me just give you what's going on. Peter Navarro has to turn himself into jail today. Peter Navarro, former Trump or White House aide to the president, will turn himself in today to serve his prison sentence for refusing to comply with the subpoena from the January 6th committee. Wow, where is Eric Holder? Although it's common practice, including Obama officials refusing to comply with subpoenas, the DOJ under Joe Biden is the first one to prosecute a former White House official. So, and the Supreme Court said they're not doing anything about it. If Peter Navarro is going to jail, Eric Holder should be joining him. Two-tiered justice system on full display. Gotta wake up, America. So, yeah, it's unbelievable. And here it is. Trump official forced to appear at jail after Roberts declined sentence pause. Chief Justice John Roberts declined Monday to pause former Trump White House official Peter Navarro's prison sentence. The decision, which Roberts noted is distinct from his pending appeal on the merits, means Navarro will have to report to a Miami prison tomorrow, as he was ordered to do earlier this month. Navarro asked the Supreme Court on Friday to pause the sentence pending the appeal of his conviction on contempt of Congress charges over defying a January 6th committee subpoena. You know, I don't get it. This is not something they normally do. And they're actually going to make him sit in jail pending his appeal? Interesting. This application concerns only the question of whether the applicant, Peter Navarro, has met his burden to establish his entitlement to relief under the Bail Reform Act, according to Roberts, which oversees the emergency petitions from the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. So anyway, he's reporting to jail today. Also, apparently, feds are charging MAGA influencer Isabella DeLuca for touching a table on January 6th. MAGA world activist and influencer Isabella DeLuca was arrested on Friday in California. Court records unsealed Monday revealed that she faces 5 charges for her involvement with the January 6, 2021 riot in the Capitol. Listen to this. Including touching a table We'll get to that. As well as demonstrating or picketing in a Capitol building. The case reveals how thin the federal government's case against protesters has become, with other charges including disorderly conduct and remaining in restricted buildings. According to the FBI, DeLuca touched a table as it was being passed from office within the Capitol to rioters outside through a shattered window. The Bureau alleges the table was later used to assault law enforcement officers. So she touched it, so she's part of it. Now here's their evidence that she touched the table. This picture where she's near, it looks like she's near it. That looks like an optical illusion. People look like 3 people deep from where she is standing. DeLuca has accumulated significant social media following, as well as having served as an ambassador for Turning Point USA and as an intern for Congressman Lee Zeldin of New York and Paul Gosar of Arizona. And also, you know what else they're saying about this? There are fucking people on the internet saying because she interned for Zeldin and Paul Gosar, they should be charged with insurrection too. It's unbelievable. The steps that they're going to. So anyway, in the New York Post, Supreme Court hints it may give away our free speech rights in the social media censorship case. Oh my God. Okay, there's one line that you got to hear, and it's Ketanji Brown Jackson talking about the First Amendment. Listen to this sentence and see if you can tell what's wrong with it.
Justice Jackson?
Oh. So my biggest concern is that your view has the First Amendment hamstringing the government in significant ways in the most important time periods.
There's 3 more minutes of this, but that sentence alone tells me this woman does not belong in the Supreme Court. Although she made some good arguments in the Trump Colorado case. But the First Amendment, their concern is the First Amendment may hamstring the government in its efforts. Now, I understand. No, I don't understand. I don't understand. The entire Bill of Rights purpose in our republic is to hamstring the government against the people. And the cases about where they were telling social media companies to take down people's posts on social media, the government has no business doing that under the First Amendment. Now, there's several articles regarding this. Let's see. Yeah. Ketanji Brown Jackson has a horrifying view of the First Amendment. It's a good one. Federal government claim. Oh, and then also the federal government claims in this case that the government has a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic excuses for the First Amendment violation. Well, those are not the only things they have to take down. And even then, you have no right to take down anybody's communication or whatever speaking under the First Amendment. But the problem is that the justices may screw this up. The way they were questioning, you're kind of wondering if they're going to rule against the government on this. Unbelievable. And again, someone here, SCOTUS must protect the First Amendment. The Biden administration certainly won't. Again, about that case. We'll drop Ace here. The other articles I have open. Apparently, Reid Hoffman, he's the mega donor who has been funding E. Jean Carroll, Nikki Haley, also funds Midas Touch. This is this shitbag group of lefty propagandists. This Reid Hoffman dude, he's a piece of work. Article on that. Breitbart, Chinese auto executives. Yes, the bloodbath will be coming for the American auto industry. We're going to flood the American market with electric cars. I don't know. He's like, yeah. He said he predicts a bloodbath against the American auto industry because with the help of cheap Chinese-made electric vehicles. Well, fuck it. I'm never buying an electric vehicle, so I don't care. Washington Supreme Court rules that the bar exam negatively impacts minorities, so they're no longer going to require it for lawyers. Now, look, there is a hi, Mr. Dax. There is a argument that, hey, maybe this is a good free market thing, but I don't know. They're gonna rule that you don't have to. Negatively impacts minorities. Well, you must think we are fucking stupid. You assholes. Fuck you. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's my thought on it. But it could say, maybe the bar exam isn't the most. Look, let me just say this. After that Colorado case that all these law professors and all these brilliant legal minds were saying that this should be upheld because of insurrection. And a little old guy who works at UPS and talks shit about them in my basement, actually got the right answer on what the Supreme Court should and would do, tells me that maybe the bar exam ain't shit. Okay, just maybe the bar exam ain't shit, and whatever. As long as they got a legal mind and whatever, if they can pass a law school, at Grand Canyon University or wherever, you can practice law in Washington. Who cares? Anyway, in Daily Caller, astonishing abuse of power. The new court filing details sexual misconduct allegations against Eric Adams. See, Eric Adams is bucking the establishment too, because now he wants to get rid of the sanctuary state of New York, and he's bitching about the Biden administration and all these immigrants. So now they're going after him with a sexual misconduct allegations. In American Conservative, open letter to lawfare-loving Democrats. I suggest you read it. Breitbart, Bernie Moreno takes commanding lead in Ohio on eve of primary election after a Trump rally. So this Bernie Moreno person that they're trying to get elected to the Senate from Ohio got a Trump boost, and now he's up 38% in the GOP nomination poll. So we'll see how that goes. And then finally, let's see, two more. PJ Media, 21-year-old Austin GOP incumbent North Carolina. Oh, that's interesting. According to the campaign website, Wyatt Gable is a junior at East Carolina University, where he studies business management and political science. He is also president of the school's chapter of Turning Point USA. Apparently, he ousted a GOP incumbent and will be running for Congress, I guess. Okay. Good for Wyatt. He defeated 84-year-old 10-term incumbent George Cleveland for GOP nomination. Oh no, for the state house. Excuse me, for the GOP nomination for the state house. He goes up against Democratic Carmen Spicer in November. It's a roundly Republican district, so you're gonna have a 21-year-old in the state house in North Carolina. And finally, Rook, blue state Dems soundly lost debate on radical trans bill, so now they want to sneak it past you. This is in Maine, that the parents defeated that Maine LD 1735, the act to safeguard gender-affirming health care. They just need to stop this shit. Gender-affirming health care for minors needs to go the way of lobotomies. So all those articles are in the hopper today. They'll be in the chat in a moment as I go through the outro. That's it for today, folks. Thank you for joining me. It is Tuesday. I'll be back Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Look for the links in the chat. And if you want to sponsor the show, nobody did today, but hey, pdognight.live. I should do daily goals, maybe. I don't know. I get it. Everyone's having a tough time. So, but all of you people who shared the stream, who hit the like button, who are in the chat, you are golden to me. Thank you for being here. But it's time for me to go. My name is P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.